happy Valentine's Day to all of the beautiful, beautiful women out there. You are so loved. You are so loved. You are loved beyond comparison. And you are perfectly made. There is nothing wrong with you. So the very first thing that I want to start with, and you're going to see me pull products as I'm making my video, but the very first thing I'm going to start with is, okay, in my hand is liners and pads. So, you know, around the age of 10, 11, a lot of girls, young girls will experience getting their cycle, their menstrual cycle for the first time. And I know that oftentimes the commentary for that is, wow, this is amazing, you're now a woman. But for a lot of young girls, this is actually a really jarring experience, especially if they don't have the resources and they don't really know what's happening to their body. So if I can talk to a small young girl, I would tell her, you know, this is completely normal, what you're experiencing. It is your uterine wall shedding, and that's going to happen cyclically. It's going to happen every month. And with that happening, you're going to go through some hormonal changes. However, if I was talking to a young girl, I would tell her, you want to find out what is more comfortable for you. So is wearing a pad more comfortable or wearing a tampon more comfortable? So you can search videos to see how to wear a tampon or how to wear a pad. However, it's really based off of your comfort level, and it also increases by the flow. So a regular flow is it's not seeping through the pad and it's not damaging your underwear. But if the flow is more, it's like increasing in flow, then you want to increase the pad that you're getting as well. And that's the same thing with the tampon. If you have a heavy flow, you might get a tampon that it can take all of the moisture that is coming out. So again, if you're using a pad or a tampon, you want to make sure that you are changing out that pad or tampon every 4 hours. Please, I know you might feel tired, or you might think, well, what's the harm of just keeping it in longer than that? But that's when you can get some body odor, because the bacteria mixed in with your menstrual cycle and you not changing will lead to body odor. So you want to make sure you're changing it out. A liner is also another thing that I would tell every young girl to get. Even after your menstrual cycle finishes, there might still be some stuff coming out. So a liner helps catch or capture all of the moisture that's still coming out so you can dispose of it. With a liner too, you want to make sure you are changing that often and making sure down there is cleaned properly and there's no moisture whatsoever. So the second thing I would tell a young girl is to please avoid wearing very tight underwear. So wearing very tight underwear, not only is it painful, but it doesn't allow anything to breathe. So this could definitely lead to a yeast infection, where it's really just, you know, moisture trapped in with bacteria. And again, it's not a fun experience. There could be a bad odor. It can be really uncomfortable. And if you are experiencing a yeast infection and you want help, again, please talk to a trusted parent or guardian. And if you don't have a trusted parent or guardian, see if you can find a trusted principal or teacher that you can speak to, that you feel comfortable sharing what's happening and that they can support you, because you may need to take something to get rid of the infection, but you definitely want to get rid of any tight underwear. And you know it's tight if it is cutting into your sides. You know it's tight if you're getting yeast infections. You know your underwear is too tight if you're constantly getting maybe a UTI, which is a urinary tract infection. That just means that you really have to change your underwear. Try to get underwear that is cotton because it allows for, just like moisture to dry quickly. And I would just say try to find something where you feel comfortable. It is not too tight, it's not too loose. It dries quickly so that there's no moisture that gets trapped down there, and it's easy to wash. So you can hand wash it or you can wash it in the washing machine and it's okay. So that's the next tip I would say. That is super important as a young girl for you to know this. The other thing I would say is that as your body's changing and you are becoming maybe more physically active, you might be doing more PE classes. So I was a girl growing up, like in high school, I was not afraid to sweat. I was not afraid to exert physical energy. I grew up around a lot of males, so you have to do what you have to do, right? So I wasn't afraid to exert myself. And that also means that I was sweating, and it's a lot more critical for me to take care of my body. So the third thing I would tell a young girl is to make sure that after you sweat, after you exercise, you want to properly wash under like all of your crevices, just if you can. There is something called an African sponge soap, and one of the reasons why it's so great is because of how it is made. The surface area does not really allow for bacteria to last on it or form. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of people really love African sponge soaps, because, it really is great at removing dead skin cells. It doesn't really allow bacteria to form on the surface, and it really does a nice clean. So if you are able to get that, that's okay. But you can still use any, sponge will work. But what you want to do after you exercise, you want to thoroughly clean your body. I don't really think it matters how you start. Usually I start head down, but you want to clean your arms, clean deeply inside your armpits. Make sure that you're cleaning under every crevice. So anywhere there can be, it's easy for bacteria to form, and that's usually in dark hidden places. You want to make sure that you are cleaning that. And this is a disclaimer: the only place that you do not need to clean, see, you hear the sirens? The only place that you do not need to clean, because it is self-cleaning, is your lady region. So again, this is YouTube, I can't really say the word, but you do not want to go into any opening with soap, with any formula that's going to make you smell great down there. You do not want to go into any opening and clean that. All you need to do is clean around the surrounding. Never go inside. Clean around the surrounding. Okay, so I use 48 hours Agree. I've used it all my life, and it just kind of works with me. So after you thoroughly clean yourself, you want to make sure you are completely dry. The goal is no moisture whatsoever. You don't need moisture. You want to make sure you're completely dry down with your towel. Everywhere is dry. Before you put on clothes, dry. You have to be dry. So you put that deodorant after you've completely showered. I use also Cetaphil, and I use the dry to very dry skin because a lot of my family members have experienced eczema. Luckily, I haven't experienced eczema, but I also try to keep my skin moisturized. Okay, so after you have put on lotion, you have put on deodorant, you've taken a shower, You want to make sure you're consistently washing your clothes, making sure that your clothes is fresh and clean, because that also helps with odors, that also helps with smells. Then you want to get a scent that you really like, so you want to pair a perfume with that. I always love Daisy by Marc Jacobs, but I want to be more realistic for younger girls. So I have a spray. Give me one second. I have a spray, 360 by Purple, and this is what I used to wear in high school and middle school, and it's just, I don't know, it was like my first, like, I'm a grown woman spray, and it's really affordable and I really like it. It has a great scent. I really like flowery scents. I think that pairs really nicely with my pheromones, so that's usually what I like to wear. But spray yourself. Make sure that after you clean, you're taking care of your body, you put a little bit of perfume on so that you can smell nice. I want to ask you, I'm really happy that you stopped by and you watched this video. I try to make it short. There is so many other things I can tell a young girl, so if you have any advice yourself and you want to put that in the comment section, please do so. Also, if I did not say this at the start of my video, happy Valentine's Day to all of the beautiful women out there. You are so loved. You are so loved. You are loved beyond comparison, and you are perfectly made. There is nothing wrong with you. So I hope you enjoy your Valentine's Day, and I will see you on another video. Bye.